Hey tubers, welcome to another night of a funny topic. Oh my goodness. Can you allow your lover to borrow money from their ex? Get money from their ex? Please let me know. I need to know. I need you to comment below and tell me nay or yay. Are you with it? Or you said hell to the nah? Listen to our opinion. And islands, good night, good night. You are right here in the queendom with your brown skinned girls. Your queens are in the queendom. Vantage Point Ladies Edition. We're with you right here every Wednesday and Friday, 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. Only on the best station, Radio 1 AM 1000. You're sitting in with Miss J, Lady Liz,
Yes,
Angie
hello.
Pooh, and Angie Pooh. We're sending out some love to Lady D. Hey, we miss you, girl. Get a little bit better, all right? Okay. All right, you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Hump Day, baby. How
What
was
it do?
everyone's week? We're right here in the middle of the week, and we're ready
We
for it to
ready.
almost be done. For it to almost be over. How was your week, Lady Liz?
Man, I'm not rushing nothing. I'm loving this island. The water is beautiful today, and it's not raining, so I'm blessed.
All
Oh
right
wow.
now. How about you, Angie
I
Boo?
concur. I'm just
And
happy
you
to be
know,
here.
you're happy to be here, and that's all you can say. Not complaining. We live in paradise, y'all.
Tell it.
But it is hump day. And I know it's been a busy one for some of y'all, but you got through it. So only a little bit more to go through the week. But guess what? We're here to get with it, with you, through it with you. So we got a hot topic tonight. If you're just joining us right now, of course you're sitting in with the Queens and the Queendom Vantage Point Ladies Edition. And tonight's topic that was given to us by the brothers on last night as they spoke about it in terms of need. And I'm going to put my fingers in the quotation marks.
I helping her. I'm helping her. I'm doing it.
In terms of needs, would you allow your significant other to borrow money from his or her ex?
Whoa.
Am I getting a
Mhm.
cut? That's what I want to know.
Wait. So you all know how we do it. We do the round table, and then we're going to open up the phone lines for you all to call in and share your thoughts. So we're going to start it off. Let's start with our special guest
That's right.
tonight because she hung out with us on last Friday and she's back today. So, Lady Liz, what are your thoughts on this process? In terms of need, would you allow your significant other to borrow money from his or her ex?
Well, first we're going to just take apart the word allow because
Mm.
hopefully all of us are grown. So I don't know if it's a question about allowing another grown person to do what a grown person's going to do. But I think it is a form of respect issue because it depends on the situation. Did my partner tell me that he was going to borrow the money before he borrowed it? What is the relationship dynamic between him and his ex? Is it something where he's always just messing up anyway and this is just
Mm-hmm.
another excuse for him to spend time and with someone that he used to be with? I mean, anytime you bring money into the picture, there's always a power dynamic when it comes to money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, a man borrowing money from a woman, that's going to be a unique power dynamic between the man and the woman, depending on what type of relationship they had before.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I would be upset if he borrowed money without telling me. And what is the money for? Is the money for me? Is it for a present for me? Is it for a household bill? That also makes a huge difference because if it's just for him, I'm like, well, you could have asked to borrow money from me.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's for the household, I'm always down for the team. So any resources that somebody can
Hmm.
bring back for the team, I'm fine with as long as everybody has an understanding about the repayment terms. How is he repaying her? I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is it
Mm-hmm.
time? Is it actual money? Is there interest? So it's just a
She
lot
want
of
all details.
I need to know a lot of details
That's right.
actually about that one. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Okay, I just need to start off by saying, can we keep her?
Yeah.
Not on a puppy tip, but can we keep her?
I'm always looking to be adopted, especially by
Okay.
people that can cook. Just putting that out there.
Oh gosh. Anywho,
Okay, so what are your thoughts, Angie Pooh?
first and foremost, I want to know, when did y'all even? How are y'all communicating? Why are y'all communicating? Like,
Hmm.
what?
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
no for me.
Okay.
I mean, you're not even supposed to be in contact with your ex. And
Hmm.
then to go to the next page, you borrowing money. Why are we broke? Like, I'm sorry. How did we get here?
Hmm. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a no.
All right. Okay. Now, interesting enough, before I give my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
you all know I like to do my little polls, and
No, here she go.
so I asked two females and I
Mhm.
asked two males
Okay.
what their thoughts were. Both of the young women, both the queens, two different ages, they were like, absolutely not.
Okay.
This wasn't happening. Same reasons that were mentioned. Um, and I asked the males. One male said, "Yeah, if he paying some money, yeah, that's less money I got to come out of my pocket." That's what one said.
Yep.
The other one was absolutely not for it.
Mm.
So I found that interesting. Now, on my tip, when it comes to something, that's a no for me.
Yeah.
That's I'll take no for $200.
Alex.
Alex,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
So
And this is very rare. She agrees
I,
with
I have
us.
to agree,
Okay.
and it's not for the circumstances because now, if you're already borrowing money from this ex, the lines of communication have already been open and established before the money was to be borrowed.
That's a good point.
So the level of communication that has already been taking place is already going to put me in the mindset of what is that about? Secondly, why would you be borrowing money from her? And if, as you said, we're a team
Mm.
and I know nothing about this. So
No I
all
in team.
plans, yeah, there's no I in team.
Hmm.
And the playbook didn't allow for us to congregate with the other team to find out what was going on. So, with that being said, unless the coach put in another play, that's a whole different thing. And I'm talking in man terms, so y'all should understand
Hmm.
what that means. It just means basically the communication has
Mm-hmm.
already been established. And what is the communication level already that's been established? What are y'all talking about?
Is it a matter of ego? And that's what I had to examine in myself. Is it bruising my ego that my man has to go out and borrow money from another woman because I cannot provide it? And so is that part of the issue, or is it just that I'm insecure because he has communication with another woman instead of solely with me? And so I've got to examine that within myself.
Okay, well, examine on
Okay.
because at the end of the
That part.
day, examine all you like, but at the end of the day, no, it's not ego. It's a matter of respect. Now, if there's a clear communication, hey, we're suffering and we're just here's circumstances
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
Yeah.
situations, as Lady D would say.
Mm-hmm.
If we are like destitute to the
That's what I said.
point of extinction, one foot in the grave, about to kill over, and on a banana peel with the other one. That's how bad we have to
Wow.
be.
You dead or slipping?
Yeah. So it's only one or the other that we are down that far where you need to go to your ex to receive something. Now, vice versa.
I
There
was
would
about
be
to go
no
there.
reason for me to ever call my ex to say, I need this. I need that. Can you help me with this? Because I don't do that. Not, now saying it can happen, there are individuals who are and where circumstances where there has happened. I know, not been in, but I know people who um queens who've been with guys who've given to their ex and they happen to run across it, and then you're asking, well, why are you giving this person money and I can't get $20 out of you? You understand?
Hmm.
So I understand that it can happen and it can go from both ways, but I just don't see. I think the level of respect and the communication and saying yes, this is why I'm doing this, or I would like to do this. It's not about allowing. It's just a level of respect, I think. But the word allow goes in, and then everything gets twisted. So
And
Yeah.
I'm just curious on another note. If I have to call my ex and get money from him, why is he my ex?
Well, there could be a lot of things because I've dated men with money that were just complete garbage as individuals, as human beings. And so, I mean,
We all have.
and so, I mean, sometimes it's not always the money, and I don't ever want to be with someone solely because of their financial position and what
Mhm.
they can bring to me financially,
Hmm.
because money is always going to come and go.
That's
Mhm.
right.
You can be rich one day, you can be broke the next. I
Mhm.
mean, and
Yes.
then you can always have the come up. So
Mhm.
want to date someone for who they are instead of what they have. But I recognize I have a not a close relationship, but I have a pretty good relationship with anyone that I've ever dated.
Mhm.
I can, if I was stranded in the middle of the ocean, I can pick up the phone and call any of my exes and they come in.
Mhm.
And
Just
I'm
period.
just like that. I'm friends with all my ex,
Mhm.
but I ain't gonna go borrow, touch, tap, talk,
And I think that's
tweet,
my
twat,
thing.
twit. Well, none of that. We're not doing. No.
So what if, but I mean, again, it's situational because if I have a resource that I can bring back to my household
Hmm.
where I've got to make a decision if my family's going to suffer or I'm going to tap a resource,
Mhm.
I'm tapping that resource.
Well,
And
you tap.
so I'm gonna tap it, and then me and my partner and this other person. That's gonna be something that we discuss ahead of time. And so
That's the point. That's the key part.
Mm.
That's the key part.
so is it cheating now if you don't tell the person up front and you go and borrow the money without telling your partner? Is it cheating?
It's not cheating, but you've already put that seed in the head, in the
It's
mind. It's
disrespectful.
disrespect. And if you're already like, I'm not gonna tell you, or now he's like, okay, well, why didn't you tell me? Most men are at that point. Well, you gotta have something going on, and most women,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta have something going on. If you didn't feel comfortable enough to tell me, or you're going behind my back.
Yeah, I don't ever want to put my partner in a situation or me be put in a situation where somebody has something over me.
Yeah, that
And
too.
like, okay, well, I loaned your man money or what? Now we got to fight. So
Yeah.
why? Why? Talking slick
That's
at the
crazy.
mouth
Can we
and
keep
for
her?
here.
So, and that becomes a big deal with a lot of situations because you get that seed.
Hmm.
I know, guys, and with you, I'm not enemies with any of my exes,
Hmm.
but I have no reason to reach out.
Hmm.
They're ex for a reason. But God forbid, never want anything to happen to them.
No.
My ex-husband and I, it took us a long time to be civil,
Hmm.
not on my part, but on his. But he had to heal in his own way. But we're not enemies. But I'm not reaching out to him like, yeah. So how was your day?
No.
What's going. Never that.
Now,
It's
see,
What if
I
he
not
reached
got
out
the
to you?
yeah
for what.
for
What
you,
did
money from you, money from you. Would
You
you
don't say
lend?
anymore.
Would you lend your ex some money?
For what? What?
Mm.
Girl, bye. Anyway, all right, y'all. The phone. On that note, phone lines are open. 340-774-8255 is the number to dial to give us your thoughts on tonight's topic, or 340-774.
Talk.
That's right. You can also reach us on radio1000.net. With for sure, you can come right here in the Queendom and hang out with us on this hot topic tonight, as well as check out our Facebook page, Vantage Point Ladies Edition. Uh, Giving some big love out to Lady O, who is going to be handling our Facebook page. I'm going to call her the Duchess.
Okay.
Duchess Ozzy.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's what we gonna call her. So she's gonna be handling our Facebook page for us. So much love to that. So again, tonight's discussion on Vantage Point Ladies Edition. In terms of need, would you allow your significant other to borrow money from his or her ex? What are your thoughts? Again, the number to call 774-8255. So, there's a consensus of the word no
Mm.
Maybe.
with this.
All the way around.
I said maybe, depending
Two
on the
no's and a
situation.
maybe. Now, because after discussion, sometimes we're able to turn. So
Mhm.
maybe my no will become a maybe. I doubt it, but there's always a possibility. Now, one thing you mentioned, and I want to hear from both your thoughts on from the both of you on this, but when you mentioned having something over your head, for a man to have another man, do you think that ego
Most
would
definitely.
most definitely keep a man or most men from not understanding why now, regardless, a woman wants to take care of her home and she's going to do what she needs to do to make sure, but do you think that ego, if she came to him and said, baby, listen, the dog is about to die, we have no food, we got 3 peas between the three of us, me, you, and the dog, can we please, I need to call such and such to get some money.
So out of all the people in the world, because on both sides,
You're
my
right.
side and my
You're
husband's side,
right.
if we calling our ex, we ain't calling them about no money because they gonna want something more out of the game. If I call my ex and be like, hey, I need a couple dollars, they gonna be like, hey, I need you.
I see. I don't have that type of relationship
Mm.
with my exes, but um, I think that it would be a huge. It depends on the man because it just. I mean, it really depends on the man. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
old school alpha males that if I cannot provide it, you
We
don't
don't
need
need
to
it.
have
That's
it.
right.
And I just think that, I mean, that's short sighted. If there's something, like I said, if there's something that one person can bring to the team, if it's an asset, bring it to the team, but be honest about it. So me, I would have no problem if the terms were clear. Because I would be in with those negotiations with her. You're not going to have those negotiations by yourself. I want it in writing. I
Okay.
want to be in the meeting when this happens.
Wow. Okay.
She straight up put on her legal briefs for that.
For real. Well, because then this more of a team. It's more of a team
It's more of a
situation.
team now if
Yeah, and so
everybody's in.
and then if everybody's on the same page, she can't feel like you got something over me because I'm here. This is a business transaction. We need money. I understand that you have money. Hopefully you have Oprah money, and we are going and we just need this real quick. And here's how we're going to pay it back.
Now, if it's under the terms of an indecent proposal,
So a million, like if someone offered you $1 million.
Bro, don't offer me $1 million for
now
no
under those
boyfriend.
conditions,
Okay, can we do it? Okay, so hold on. Is it just one time?
that part, that
Is
part.
no.
It depends on where you are in your relationship.
Yeah, I'm
now.
just saying, we be
Is it one
a
time
couple
now?
extra zeros.
If I'm married, seriously, you
Mhm.
have a person, and it's going to be totally above board, and it's $1 million per time. I'm a horrible person. However,
Wait,
I'm
is that a yes?
You're being honest.
a
You're being
million do-
honest.
$1 million for one night.
Yeah.
Boo. Yes.
You would dress them up and everything.
Dress him up. Make sure he smell good, baby. Will there be a repeat? That's what I want to know. Like we
Can we
could
do
have a
this
yacht.
2 times? 2 million. 2 times.
2 million, 10 million, $1 million.
Oh,
Come
you
on
let
now.
it go. You don't let him go 10 times.
$10 million. Okay, you know what?
That ain't no.
I don't know. I don't.
Lady
That's
Liz,
no.
obviously.
That's no trade. That's
You
a
know what?
relationship.
That's a relationship.
10 times is not a relationship.
But as long as you say you get that check, I
Listen.
share with you all tonight on this topic.
Now, in regards to the indecent proposal, now we might can consider that area, but just to call your ex and borrow some money, nah, it's a no.
I really don't like the concept of borrowing anyway because I mean I would do it if I was desperate and I understood
Yeah.
the terms.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on what it's for too because there's one thing, okay, we're trying to start a business, now you're a business investor.
Okay.
Okay? It's another thing if hey, we have no money, no resources, now we're doing this out of desperation. That also changes the power dynamic of it.
Wait, now back up. you're coming into a business and she may become a business investor. So you want your ex, your husband's ex to be a business perspective and an investment.
So if my ex had, let's say I had a business idea and they had $100,000 to invest in this business idea, that would then say we could get this business off the ground and
Mm-hmm.
it could even yield five times, five times investment, $500,000 for that
Mm-hmm.
one time investment, and we could pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a good business deal. The question is, to me, this money is a business transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not personal. It's not, we're not exchanging any other favors. That's why I said I wanted to be at the table, because it's not that he's paying her back with going on dates or whatever. It's a
Mm-hmm.
business transaction.
Mm-hmm.
To me, a business transaction is totally different than a personal or romantic relationship. And I can separate those two.
And coming back to the time, it's more just of just borrowing. But I still think I agree with you. It's not that borrowing thing is just, it's not going to be the terms, even if sitting in on the terms and you say, okay, we're sitting in on the terms, we're all here together, but here I am, the ex. So just giving a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You sitting there with our boo.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting there with our boo.
Because you rented him and go.
Because, right. So now you're coming to me to borrow some money. And I can understand, okay, I see your terms, but do you think I'm gonna get a little, for those of you who watch Empire, cookie-ish and be like, okay, so I still have something over you. You understand what I'm
That's what
saying?
yeah.
Not just going to him, but now it's like, oh, even
Don't
with you in
forget.
here, I helped
Exactly.
y'all. I
Mm-hmm.
helped y'all.
Without
And
And
not
I
me.
appreciate that help. I really do. So I think, well, that's why I have to, I'm examining, is this an ego issue? Is it an
Mhm.
insecurity issue?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Because if I am with somebody, I don't care how much money you give them. I don't care how many indecent proposals that you make. All that money's coming back to me, and thank you very much. And whenever we decide to go on about our business, that's done. If I'm in a relationship, I have that amount of confidence in the relationship. And if I cannot have that type of confidence in my relationship, you ain't mine, you for the streets. And that's cool.
Oh,
You can be for the
MJ.
streets.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Wow. And on that note, we'll let y'all take a little pause for the cause, and we will be right back. Keep it locked right here to the queens, right here in the queendom. Your brown skinned girls, Vantage Point, Ladies Edition. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. We had a little technical difficulty there. Don't know what happened, but we'll get it fixed. No worries. Anyway, welcome back. You are sitting in with the brown skinned girls, the queens of Vantage Point Ladies Edition. We're here with you every Wednesday and Friday, 7 p.m. until 9 p.m., giving you the hottest topics between men and women. So, tonight's topic is, in terms of need, would you allow your significant other to borrow money from his or her ex? And we want to know your thoughts. Don't forget to call in 340-774-8255 or 774
Talk.
Talk.
radio1000.net is the place to be if you want to stream in. So you can be right in here with the queens in the queendom, as well as, if you like Facebook, go ahead and hit our page on Vantage Point Ladies Edition. Make sure you like us, and lots of love to the Duchess Ozzy, who's taking care of our Facebook page for us. So can't wait for you all to see it and like it. So make sure you do that for us. Now, back to the topic. All of us have I'm sorry, two of us have a hard no. One of us have a possibility regarding tonight's topic. So, as we were saying, I think a lot of the things that could go wrong is already at the top of everybody's mind.
Mm-hmm.
One, why are you calling your ex?
Mm-hmm.
Two, the chain of communication was already open before,
Mm-hmm.
to where if you're comfortable enough to ask for any amount.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Three, you haven't communicated to me that you were communicated to them.
You better
Or
communicate
us,
to me.
right. So I think those are the top three so far. Anybody else can add to that list, but I think that would be the top three.
I think that this has a lot to do with the concept of, do you own your partner, and what part of them do you own that is only for your exclusive use? I'm going that now. I know that's going to open a can of
Mm.
worms, but I don't approach relationships like I own that person, like I own all of their time and
Mm-hmm.
I have a monopoly on their history. I
Mhm.
mean, I wouldn't mind if my partner was still friends with his ex,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a person that you are close with. If we have the agreement that we are sexually monogamous, then
Mhm.
my expectation, even though you hang out with them because you're friends, you've moved on from the romantic or sexual part of your relationship, that you're going to honor the agreement that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I don't feel threatened by it, because when I have a partner, I am enjoying that partner for as long as we're together. I
Mhm.
don't own them. I don't own their time. They can call whoever they want to. I have the expectation that I'm going to be able to call whoever I want to within the bounds of the agreement of
That
our
part.
relationship.
That part.
Mm.
Oh,
That part.
oh, y'all thought that I wasn't going to call whoever I want to? Oh.
Now, if my ex was Barack Obama, woo, I would love that. But anyhow, he's my ex, and we're hitting hard times. I really, really don't think that my husband will be okay with me calling my ex.
Well, if I would hope that my husband, if my ex was the former president of the United States, that if we fell on hard times, he would be open enough, and he would be able to put his ego aside and say, hey, your ex is the ex president of the United States. Is this something like, can you schedule a lunch with all of us? Or is this something that he could help us in the position that we're in? I mean,
Wait,
I,
there's banks, there's places we can go borrow money. Why we gotta borrow
And
money
I
from
think
our
that's where
exes?
the main thing came up, because there you really have to be, your ex would have to be your very last choice. I am
Yes.
one, again, I agree with you up to a point. I don't care if you talk with your ex. I don't care if you're having a conversation, but my time is my time. 9 o'clock at night with them calling is not the time.
mm-hmm,
Nor is hanging out, as you said. None of
mm-hmm,
that.
Mhm.
But that but calling them to borrow anything would have to be the last resort, because you have 200,000 obstacles
Others,
mm-hmm.
before
yes.
that. So
Yeah.
you have your friend, you have family
That's
member,
right.
you have
The bank,
the bank,
all
you
kinds of
have,
different
if you don't have a
institutions.
bank, you have the loan shark on the
Mhm.
corner.
Exactly.
You have
Literally
you
anyone, a
Anyone.
random person on the side of the road.
That's right.
Do you have
Can I borrow a dollar?
$5?
you can sell water
That's right.
right at
That's real now.
That
Okay.
part.
Mandela. I don't care how you get it. That X is going to be
Why the
that
X?
last resort. And I think that most males ego
Mm-hmm.
would not allow that. Not saying allow in a term as in
For
let it.
sure.
It wouldn't sit well with them. I think they may say, even if they agree, some deep down, and every time they see your ex now, it's gonna be like, man, I had to get money from this smug. It's just so I just don't think most. I may be wrong. I'm not speaking for all men or any man, but I just believe that most men would not feel comfortable knowing that their woman had to go to their ex to to get what they're supposed to be able
That's
to.
a hard pill to
It's
swallow.
a hard pill.
Do you think that it's a generational issue?
No, I think it's a gender issue.
Okay.
Because we as women, we're more acceptable
Exactly.
in certain areas compared to men. Like I said, my husband will have a problem with me calling Barack Obama our ex president. Yeah, he'd be like, no. And my ex dated someone famous. No, you ain't calling her.
So
What?
even
No.
So now this would be different. My ex dated Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get on Oprah's yacht. Like, what's up with
No,
Oprah? Can
no,
we get a call
no,
from
No.
her? I've
no,
got a book.
no,
Are
What's
we
going on?
together? We together. It's
no.
a no.
So, well, and I think that so you think it's a gender issue. I think that it may be a generational issue. I think that there may be a difference because I think that
You calling us
the ex
old?
no, I'm just saying that we are in two different generations.
We are. Wait,
But
how
in
you
it,
know me?
you said goodbye to your grands. Okay,
Oh,
you said
okay. Oh,
goodbye.
okay. I'm about to say, dang, I thought I played it off. But go ahead.
So yeah, well, because like I mean, I don't have grandchildren,
Uh-huh.
and I'm in my mid 30s,
Okay.
and I think that the concept of relationships, or even what it means to be an alpha male, and what boundaries you have, or the expectations that you have in relationships, I think that it's more liberal
Okay.
with younger people than like traditional,
Hmm.
with like the more traditional type of family dynamic that you had with an older generation,
Hmm.
mostly because you have people that have children with multiple different people,
Now
Hmm.
that's true. And
and that's like a new
according to the
concept too.
generation, you'll just go on Twitter or TikTok and borrow the money from strangers.
See, and that's a whole nother thing too. That there's more of a community base of people like GoFundMe,
Mm-hmm.
or a lot of times you have a family that is blended with multiple women. You could have
Yes.
a man with five different children's
We
mothers,
did a show.
and yeah, and then you guys are all one family. So,
Yes.
and in that case, you do have a man. You could be with a man, and he has three children, three different moms, and that could be a situation where, okay, well, I need to borrow. I just am getting this dang eye over there, dear. Okay,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
So,
now
I
I get her
understand
faces.
you. I understand. I can relate to it.
hmm
But even still, it's a no.
I just can't see
Don't
it
open
happening.
certain doors. That's like a Pandora. Like, no, we ain't going there. We're not going that route.
now that's interesting. I like how you're saying that that's a Pandora's box. So if you borrow money, what is the next step?
How
Is
about
there
that?
like going to be another time that you're borrowing money? Is there something where if we're having a rocky time in our relationship, now you've opened the door for, because it's already bad if you're having to borrow money. I mean, times are bad.
Where you
People
go?
break up over
How
money all
did
the
you go
time.
pick up the money? How did you get the money?
Oh, we rolling together to
Oh,
go
okay.
pick it
We
up,
we
and I'm
riding
counting it in the passenger seat.
a whole million.
I
Well,
can weigh it, yes.
I just, yeah, I still have to say no because I don't see. I think it would be very difficult on both levels because no matter how you, and I know there are some mature, mature, level-headed adults that would say, okay, I don't see too many of them.
Seasoned.
Seasoned, you know,
I'm very well seasoned.
whether 20 or 200, I
Mhm.
just don't see too many of you all that would agree to say, okay. Me personally, again, I can't see it happening. I can see, um, even if they came to me and were like, honey, I'm gonna go borrow from such and such. Oh, you are?
hmm
And again, the question would be, what is this for again? Why are we doing this? And what's the point? But I can appreciate the honesty of coming forward and mentioning it. However, once the decision of me saying, I'm not comfortable with that. So whatever, you're going to
Mhm.
do what you want, but know that I'm not comfortable with that.
That's right.
And that's going to cause a problem in our relationship. But handle it how you will. But you do know my point. I appreciate you coming to me. I just, and even in communication, I just don't see where it would be a happy ending.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
But if they went and borrowed the money anyway, would that be a deal breaker? Would that be grounds
Oh
for
yes,
termination?
yes. You didn't even tell me. We didn't had the conversation, and you went and got the money already, and be like, oh, and let's just make it even. Let's just add to this. She tell me you borrowed the money. Woosah.
So, okay, but what if you got to spend part of the money? Does spending part of the money, does that make a difference?
No.
I don't care if I spent all the money. So, the answer's no.
And you know what? I
So,
think this is like a really okay. So, what this seems like to me, like we're talking about, is your can you put a price on your relationship or
mhm.
like certain parts of your relationship? That I mean, to me, there's some things that I would let go would not be a big deal, but I mean,
Keep going.
okay.
Stuff is just popping up. Go
And I'm
ahead.
like, is this the same thing as like the hook where they pull you off stage? Like, is my
Or
mic
the
working?
Sandman come.
Yeah, a lot of strange things are happening right now.
I'm interested to hear what callers have to say,
So am
actually.
I.
Oh, because we've had such good conversation between the three of us. So, sometimes we get them, sometimes,
It's
but
okay.
usually, yeah, we good whichever way. I think a lot of we're probably covering most of what everyone is thinking. But again, let us put the number out there. 340-774-8255 is the number to dial. And of course, you can do radio1000.net, and that's 774-8255 or 774.
Talk.
Uh-huh. And make sure you hit us on our Facebook page, Vantage Point Ladies Edition. Tonight's topic is in terms of need, would you allow your significant other to borrow money from his or her ex? And right now, the status is still two hard no's and a
And a
maybe.
maybe.
Lady Liz is holding on to that maybe and trying to at least put up a good argument.
Well, okay, so let me put it to you like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you are, so you're in a position where you have to borrow the money from your ex, and then you just say no, and then you suffer serious consequences for not having that money because that was your last alternative. How do you get through that?
Mm.
Once again, out of all people, why is they even an option?
Well, if they were the last option, so say, I mean, one thing that's coming to mind is you need to get bailed out. And
Okay.
that's like a last minute
Okay.
type of deal. You have to have $10,000 in cash. Most people just don't have that around.
Yes.
But you have, okay, well, I need to get you out of jail or you need to get me out of jail or I'm going to lose my job. And I need this $10,000 in a week in order not to lose my job. And then now the issue is the only place that I can get this money this quickly is from my ex. You going to stay in jail or not?
First of all, I don't know what you did that it cost $10,000 for you not to be able to write your own. So you might need to stay because something ain't right. But I'm again, once again, no, she's not an option.
You staying in jail. Are you gonna stay in? Because that's what
I
the
might
scenario
be
is.
in jail because of her.
Okay, well, yep.
One way or the other. I'm looking at an I bond and coming off sick for the week. So
That's what I said. Say your own cover consequences.
what? See, you all can't answer these questions, and I
Okay?
think I'm going to give an honest answer. I am looking for the I bond. I'm out in 24,
Exactly.
so I'm good.
Bills bondsman, hello.
That's a good point. A desperate situation. I still
Are you
even
willing to
with
sit in
that.
jail? That's what
Hey,
it is.
I bonded is. I've been there before.
But why her though? Like I couldn't. She can hold that over my head. Yeah, because without me,
But
you
see
would still
now,
be in
Stacy. I'm sorry, not Stacy.
Angie Pooh.
Angie Pooh. Um, what Lady Liz was saying is now is it ego? It becomes ego, or is it what did you say? Ego or
Insecurity.
insecurity? Because I noticed what you said, and it's again, we all have our opinions.
Yeah.
But I noticed what you said. You were focused on what her reaction would be to you. Oh, I helped y'all out when y'all needed help. Y'all came to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's with a woman. I think that where it comes in. That's where it comes to a point where, oh, how many other people know my business?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think ego and insecurity, not insecurity all the time of
Mm-hmm.
you sleeping with that other person, but everyone knows your business. Everyone knows what's going on. Everyone is in your, in your household. Oh, yeah, her man can't do this for her, or
Technically, because you guys would have asked every other person on the planet
you're right.
before the ex. Everybody knows anyway.
That's
So I
true.
mean,
That's
that's
true.
because you would have asked every other person, so everybody already knows. And the only person to be able to bail you out in this scenario is the ex. I I think that it would be more harmful to a relationship if you have to suffer the dire consequences of not borrowing the money because of the insecurity or the ego than if you would have just said, okay, well, I'm going to borrow the money. Because
Okay.
then you got to look that person in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I had to sit in jail for 2 weeks because of your insecurity. I would be mad.
Well, if you sitting in for 2 weeks, you don't need to do
Okay.
that for some reason. And on that note, Carla, you are live on the air. Please share your thoughts. 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. And tonight's topic, as we were discussing, in terms of need, would you allow your significant other to borrow money from his or her ex? And before we left, I said we were going to come back and talk about secrets because there's a large majority of individuals who would just not say, both male and female,
Mm-hmm.
that would just be like, I'm just going to do it, take care of business, give the money back, and that's that.
They'll never know.
They'll never know.
How will they know?
How will they know?
Because I'm newsy and I will know.
I don't care what nobody say. A woman gonna find out at
That's
the
right.
end of the day,
One way or another.
one way or another. At the
Hard
end of
no.
the day, that's the end of the day. And I think, but he did say, if it's communicated, or
Hmm.
I just, but
Now I'm gonna flip the tables because one of my closest friends, she's gay,
mm-hmm.
and I can't even imagine my husband being okay with me asking a friend to borrow money from her.
Oh, now. Why would he have a problem with you borrowing money from her?
Can I? Because I know of gentlemen. We
Alpha.
don't know Alpha. You my woman. I
Mm-hmm.
got you. You
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't want you getting it from your friend, your ex, your mama.
But if
Tell
I
No.
have
it.
to borrow, then you don't got me. So does that mean that now I've got to go without because you are an alpha and I need to get everything from you even though you're not providing it?
But no, most alphas are gonna go out their way
Yes.
to
Hustlers.
ensure that they get it, whether they have to borrow it from
Mm-hmm.
their friend to they homie to get it done. But I think that's my opinion. Most alpha men are going to make sure that they get it for you before you have to turn to someone else to get it.
Yes, I
They'll
agree.
put themselves out on a limb before they allow you to go and get it from someone else.
And
So you can
even
never say, I'm not. So they can't say exactly what you just said, Lady Liz. I
now,
got you.
think about it. If you don't know and they keep the secret and they go and borrow the money from someone else, the way people can be these days, you gonna find out.
And a queen is going to know. Because we have a DNA called FBI.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Intuition.
sometimes it falls in your lap when you least
When you
expect,
least
whether
expect it.
someone coming to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
whether you see a receipt, whether you see
You gonna find
something.
out.
You listen, again, brothers, if we coming to you with it, we already know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. Now that's one thing I can agree with. I'm just waiting to see if you're going to tell the truth by the
yeah,
time I ask
we
you.
already know. So you can't. But is that a deal breaker if they went and did it and didn't tell you?
Is it as bad as cheating? Is that type of secret, them borrowing in secret from an ex, is it as bad as them cheating with an ex?
I think it's cheating, period. Because if I'm not aware of you speaking with your ex, you're cheating.
You don't care what happened. You talk to him, you cheat. Cheat, you should have done it then, because it's the same
And you
thing.
ain't having it.
No,
Period.
and
Either
that's
way,
like I
no
said, I'm friends with
conversation.
all my exes. My ex, my first love just got married on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
congratulations.
not to me, but
Oh.
he got married again, you know.
Mhm.
And it was like, hey, congratulations. And I told my husband, hey, you know he got married. Oh, for real? Yeah. I told him congratulations. That's it. It ain't no cheating, no creeping. It ain't no secrets. Because if I hide that, what else am I hiding?
What else are you?
You
That's
know,
true.
we following each other on social media. You know, you texting me every now and then. Oh, remember when we were together and the sky was blue?
See, one thing that I look at when a relationship is like a glass ornament.
Mhm.
Once you break that trust,
Mhm.
then you can never get that glass ornament. No matter how much glue you have, you just have to get a whole new ornament and just
Mm-hmm.
try to start over with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that that secret, I don't know if it is as bad as you cheating, because I mean it depends on why you got the money. Did you secretly borrow it so you could take me on a trip? I would be a little bit more forgiving. I'm like, oh my gosh. But if it was just something stupid or you just did it for yourself, I would be less willing to forgive you, because that's more selfish to me.
Once again, you gotta borrow money to take me on a trip.
We
From
don't need to be
we don't
gone.
need to go.
So, but what if instead of borrowing money, they just got money from somebody else to take you on a trip? If they
Listen,
don't have to pay it back. Is
you,
it different if they don't have to pay it
you
back?
have more chances with Lotto.
Than getting her to forgive you for going to your
That's
ex.
just silly.
Okay,
Period.
it's
For
done.
under anything. I think with it again, even with communication, the ego does not uh, really let you um, kind of. I just don't think the ego is going to let the average human being really say, okay, we're good with this. Or we're not. We're okay. Go ahead and pay for this. Go ahead and pay for that. But you know, that's just me.
It's out there. It's out there.
Okay, yeah.
I
We gotta
don't
ask
think
some of the
any
hosts
of
if they
those
did.
brothers said it's a go on.
Because at the end of the
Because
night, they got to go home to that woman.
I know one of them alpha males was like, nah, I can't borrow nothing.
Okay.
No sugar, no money,
Okay. I
nothing.
better not be hungry and drive by.
Okay, so I think again, it's just that, and I understand what you're saying. Is it ego? Is it what is it?
insecurity.
Insecurities.
Insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
I can even hear you saying it, and I understand. But I think that's a part of it. Um, if your ex is 6'7", star basketball player,
Tell
body
it.
you
Tell it.
know, any brother gonna be like, what you go to him for? So you ain't asked your granny who always giving you what, you know what I'm saying? So or if she's that 36, 24,
Mm.
36,
Bad mama jamma.
bad mama jamma, and she was the one that curled your toes. Here you go borrowing money from
Mm-mm.
negative. I understand that you have a past. Your past is your past.
Mm-hmm. But I don't give hall passes.
So
So if you, well, I think that, well, to me, I'm still gonna be a maybe,
Mm-hmm.
because if I'm not with somebody, I don't, there's not gonna be anything that makes me get back with that person.
mm-hmm.
Once it's done and
It's
I've
done.
decided
It's
it's done,
done.
Okay.
I don't care how much money. Now I can borrow the money